Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Oh, little weed, you know.
It's the Weedsman Podcast Nugget.
Zippity what?
Ready to drop the bass? Let's drop the bass.
Whoop-de-doo. What does it all mean?
All the random stuff that didn't fit in Friday's show you'll find here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, man. You got a joint?
Got a little bit of refried smell on your boy?
What that mean?
Please, just give me my weed, all right?
You were commenting on how much you're using your iPad.
Yes.
And I was thinking earlier today about how much I still use my now two older model iPads, and how much it went from the product that everyone was like, me included, who needs this, to I use this constantly.
Well, it's 2020's got to be the year I upgrade my laptop, and I keep hearing now that the iPad Pro can replace your laptop.
I think for what you want to do, yeah. People even are doing serious graphic work with iPad Pro. Mm-hmm. You know, and with the types of production programs that you can get.
As long as I can use Adobe, sell them a phone.
Sell them a phone.
Adobe Audition on...
what was that?
That's a Drew and Mike thing. It's...
Sell them a phone?
The mayor of Warren got caught saying a whole bunch of racist shit.
Oh, yeah, totally. I remember that shit.
And he tried to say that you could... it was an altered tape, and you could do it with Adobe Celaflare.
Celaflare?
That was... So... But as long as iPad Pro can run Adobe Audition, I'm good.
Well, some form of it.
That's what I really care about. It's the program I use mainly on my Mac.
I think the addition of having a mouse would help too. I don't know if I could do. I'd be frustrated if I had to do all my production work with a touch-based screen.
Okay, I'll do it for the listeners. Okay, Boomer.
I think the future is going to be more like controlling. So you'll be able to hold your hand up, and your computer is reading where your hand is in space.
Gestures, right?
Yes, it's all going to be gesture-based. So you'll be pointing at the screen, and you'll see a mouse go where exactly you want it. And then you do something like pinch, or maybe even snap your fingers, or just do something, some sort of gesture.
Oh, like in the future, all the movies promise
Report.
us.
Yeah, in the Minority
Everything's
Report.
it's all like magic. We just wave our hands.
And we're all going to look like Doctor Strange, just browsing the internet.
Benedict Cumberbatch. That may not be a bad thing.
It's also kind of incredible not only that both my iPads have lasted this long, but remained still useful. I browse the internet with them. I read books and comics on them, and play rudimentary video games, but pinball video games that move fast, and there's no lag to them or anything.
For me, this is with the career pivot I'm trying to do. This would be a binder. This would be a big old binder full of papers.
Yeah,
20 years ago. Now, nope. Let's put it in my man bag.
Yep. And I think that's it. It's not that people are replacing multiple devices for it. Different people are finding specialized uses for this thing.
Well, too, because for show prep, it's awesome. Drop everything in iCloud, because you go to even on you have a non-Apple computer, no problem. iCloud.com.
Oh, right. So all your drops and everything.
Yeah, so everything is
edit it on the Mac, and it's throw it in the cloud, and then use it on your iPad.
Well, my other job's computer, it's where I got all the Microsoft Office stuff. Like I'll type stuff up in there, like email it to myself, drop it in my iCloud, done. Well, actually, no, I don't even have to email it to myself, because I put it in my OneDrive. Take that, drop it in my iCloud, and we're good. Oh, technology!
I saved one of my iPads from being dropped on the iGround earlier today.
Oh, how'd you do that?
I was pretty impressed with myself too. I was impressed with both myself and the technology in this case. This is a iPad that has already had its screen replaced, and it's not perfect, but it still works, and it's in relatively good shape.
Oh, is this the 2? Did you finally give in and replace the...
No, I didn't replace anything. I have two iPad 2s. Yeah.
I said you had one where around the button was all smashed. Did you finally give in and replace?
No, I still have a broken one that is perfectly functional as well. I shouldn't say broken. I should just say cracked screen. The button underneath is perfectly functional. You just have to find it through the duct tape. It's got black duct tape around it where the glass is
an arrow.
Where the glass is cracked so much that like the gears, like it's got gears. You can see the hamster running behind the screen. The working components are exposed, so I just taped it off, to keep the dust from getting in there and whatever. But things are built like tanks. Yeah, I had one I was using it to read a book while I was doing my laundry up at the place at the corner. And I had it sitting on my hamper, and I leaned the hamper too far forward too much, and the iPad came spilling out, and I was over the cement. And I saw it going down, and it was going to land on its corner, which meant that screen was going to bust. And
you're doing the no.
I kicked it. I gave it just enough of a nudge with my foot.
One way to do it.
To flip it over so that it would land with its back on the cement. And bonus, this was my daughter's old iPad, and it still had the big puffy sticker on the back that says "Can you not?" and it's a big pink heart.
Beware, they're
and it landed right on that. I mean, it clattered a little bit, but definitely it was like an airbag.
Beware, they'll fix you there. They'll make sure they can get you to. Because my wife has a
They? You took an Apple?
The royal they. My wife has a Galaxy 9 or Galaxy 10. I don't know, whichever one came out last year. And it's got a glass back, and she dropped it the other day.
Sure.
And it fucking cracked.
Well,
because it's got a glass back.
Sure. And so does the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
So that's why you get a case for it. The iPad 2s, I don't get cases for them.
Yeah.
I just drop them, and they break a little bit. They still fucking work.
Though, too.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. I flipped it just right. I was like, I could have gone viral with that if I was recording myself. And then I would have, if I was recording myself, though, I would have then dropped my phone, and the phone would have broken.
Why are you recording yourself at all times?
Yes.
Like millennials and younger.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, that's how it's going to be sold to. They're not going to sell 24/7 surveillance of society based solely on keeping you safe from bad people, because crime is going down anyway, right? Everywhere. Sure, crime still happens, but it's going down universally. Well, I should say worldwide. We have no statistics from outside our solar system as of yet. But as a society on Earth, people are doing all right. So they're going to sell it to you based on, well, what if you miss your moment, How many times have you wished to have seen something that happened that you're like, oh, if only I thought to record that moment.
Oh my God, I'm only going to have to remember this. What will I do? How will people know I did this if I only tell them about it?
I'm not going to go to a cocktail party and gather everyone around and tell them about how I kicked my iPad just right to
used to?
Not have it to land on its screen.
You used to?
I think you had better stories than that. You saw Cary Grant at a pastry shop or something. I don't know. I don't know why it's got to be old, because nobody has cocktail parties anymore.
Right.
Or
I'm
even
saying, society has converted to pics or didn't happen, and we used to remember things. But we used to have memories.
But it shifts the types of stories that we share, though, because think about the types of videos that go viral. They're not things that you could tell as stories to somebody else. They're kind of like you had to be there, but now with video you can be there. But it's not replacing the cocktail party story. You didn't gather everyone around and tell them about what your kitten did and how cute it was when it meowed, and it sounded like it was saying tuna.
Or Olon Johnson.
That maybe you could share. That sounds like that would make a good Shaggy dog story, or an urban myth type of story.
he's with that other girl. Do you think he was just doing that to
Oh, we're talking
Because
selfie culture?
He was totally texting me all night last
Well, right, because we're monitoring ourselves
So,
already, right?
What do you
That's
think?
the
Do you
thing.
think the girl's pretty?
They don't.
How did that girl
That's the added advantage too. If you convince people that
so tacky?
putting more of your life on video and on record out there
Summertime sadness.
is a good thing, then they'll just do it themselves.
I really need one.
They'll give up all their
Take
information.
a selfie.
If you follow somebody, you know exactly what they want and don't want, what they're into, what they think is gross. You can probably order pizza for them.
Sorry, I'm just appalled at this song. My whole brain's doing what is happening right now.
But they made like
These guys are big, huh?
the most generic sounding dubstep song.
Caption B. I want to be clever.
And wait,
Living with my
who is it?
The chain smokers.
This is the fucking Chainsmokers?
Yes.
This is the.
Like I said, these guys are huge.
This is. I thought this was a commercial that was going on too long. Like a Target commercial or something.
No, this is a song.
Oh my god.
Let me take a selfie.
I didn't know what I thought the Chainsmokers were. But I didn't think that it would be this ridiculous.
Until about a year ago, I thought they were a band. Now I found out they're a production team.
Right.
They're the Chemical Brothers 2.0.
What a waste of it. Right. Don't they sound like the Chainsmokers? What did you think? I picture that they had like stovepipe jeans in black
Someone played a
and
banjo.
Converse. And nah, Chainsmokers, banjo? No, I was thinking more like, indie rock.
You have to have heard this song, right?
T-shirts and jean jackets and what is this? Some Billie Eilish. How do you say her last name? Do you know?
Teenagers, Eilish.
No, they're not into this shit.
But they ripped off fucking. You'll know exactly what they ripped off when it kicks in,
Oh,
or her, or it, or whatever the fuck you're supposed to call people now.
I'm kind of interested. I know that like this kind of whispering low key thing is a popular thing now.
Yeah, can't go away, please.
But this sounds interesting. Some of her stuff. This reminds me of like electronic artists like Herbert, who make these real minimal techno-y like. Yeah, I have heard this one. See, the thing is,
Like,
I'm all for
just sample it.
I'm all for sparse production, but if your one melody line sounds like it was stolen from a circus ride,
Yeah.
then then you don't really have much going for you. What are you? You're just
Like dude, these guys at least just sampled it.
you're a quieter version of Cotton Eye Joe,
Yeah.
right? You're EDM Baby Shark.
Ha.
Is what you are. So I'm interested production-wise with the, but I don't know. I don't know why everyone's freaking out about her other than she's young and mysterious. What is this?
Soul Coughing.
Oh, right.
At least they just sampled it.
Right. Yeah, it's what's the guy who wrote this music? I think it's Henry something. It'll come to me.
College was a long time ago.
Yeah. When you had to know that shit. But he wrote all that shit that they later used for. That's a thing. There's got to be a way to find this guy's name because it's kind of insane. He wrote those just as pieces, and I think he was influenced a lot by industrial society. He was looking at assembly lines and factories and stuff, and that was his inspiration for these hectic sounding compositions. They weren't made as scores to a Looney Tunes cartoon, and they weren't made in response to cartoons at all. Is it Spike Jones or is it somebody else?
Spike Jones, like the guy with the band. Played like the cowbell. Wrong Spike Jones.
Oh. Which one? Who?
Everyone always forgets there was another Spike Jones, not the video director. It was the guy who had the band.
Yeah, the guy with the plaid suit.
Yeah.
Right. But it wasn't him. That's not who I was thinking of. I think because that would have come later. I think. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, props to the bud tender. They were like, here, get this. And we did.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
This will make you forget what you were talking about. Mental Floss has a list of music used in Looney Tunes. Tell me if you know any of these by name. Tales from Vienna Woods, Johann Strauss.
Let me see.
We'll do a little music quiz. Well, yeah. Well, I'll just quiz you. You know.
Oh, what is my first day?
I know. I know. College was a while ago. Well, let's see if any of this sticks. Dance of the Comedians from The Bartered Bride by Bedřich Smetana.
What?
From 1866. As heard in Zoom and Board, Wile E. Coyote matches wits with his hated Roadrunner nemesis. Oh, really? This time around, the climax is set to what is quite possibly the most beloved Czech opera ever written.
Yes, I've heard this.
Okay. This is a piece, like, if I just heard this on the radio, I wouldn't think, oh, I've heard this in a cartoon.
Yeah.
But if you told me it was in a Looney Tunes, I was like, yeah, I could see. That seems like something they would
I remember
use.
hearing this.
But it's not one of those songs that's, like, linked in your head forever.
It's true.
How about Minute Waltz in D-flat by Chopin from 1847? Do you know this song? As heard in Hide and
You
Hair.
will know it.
Okay, so you know this song?
Everyone will know it.
Minute waltz.
Minute. I was going to say minute. I wasn't sure. I should have said that. That's the obvious joke, Bugs. That's why you're the king, though.
Here's that concoction. Oh, that failing of mine. No, I won't weaken.
I think this guy's doing a specific take on, like, an impression of an actor whose name I wouldn't know because I was too young even at the time when I was a kid.
I wish my brother George was here.
That one,
Liberace.
that one I know.
There it is.
Okay, this is the song. Yes, if I heard this song, I would be like, I remember this being in a Bugs
It's
Bunny
from
cartoon.
cartoons.
Yeah.
You are a mental case.
He starts messing up when he
Good. It's about time you came
He,
to see the doctor.
feels
You better sit
the
down.
hide monster breathing down his neck. Who is now trying to kill him with an axe. So I think the musical part is over.
Yeah.
How about Morning, Noon, and Night in Vienna by Franz von Suppe from 1944, as heard in Baton Bunny from 1959.
No idea. That sounds great.
Skip that. Barber of Seville.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know that one. He's
Well, they're in the barber shop.
yeah, he's in the barber
Hey,
shop.
shaving Elmer Fudd right now.
Right.
I've seen this one a million times.
He's massaging his head with
Yeah.
his feet also. He makes a salad on his head.
Yep.
I don't know
This is
why.
a classic.
Now it's a fruit salad.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's whipped cream involved. Oh, he kind of looks like he's Carmen Miranda. And Elmer doesn't approve of the gag. And then for some reason, Bugs Bunny is a snake charmer.
Canceled.
Because that was kind of his thing. It's like, how many racist stereotypes can I burn through in this 3-minute video? Here's a little mammy for you. Yeah. Here's a little snake charmer.
And on the tar baby.
How.
Yeah.
Beethoven's 7th. Which one would the 7th be? A well-spoken dog yearns for Shakespearean theater, but alas, the two goofy gophers spoil his plans via meme pranks.
Well, because Dun 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 is the 9th. Or is that the 5th? No, that's Dun 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 is the 5th. 9th is Ode to Joy.
Here's the one from the Barber of Seville that I think everyone remembers more than the Barber scene, though.
Figaro?
That's the Figaro, yeah, from the long-haired hair. I don't have audio of that either, but you guys know how it goes. Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2 by Franz Liszt.
I think that's one we all know when we hear it. Yes.
Oh, it's just a...
Remember this?
What would you call that?
In Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's when Daffy and Donald Duck were doing dueling pianos. They were playing that song.
Oh, were they? Oh, right, because it builds up in tempo as you go through the piece. Yeah, this is actually... None of this stuff is Looney Tunes so far, but there's a lot of different examples of it being used. So that was Mickey Mouse. Well, and didn't find what I was looking for either. There's, of course, Wagner in there as well. Both the Ride of the Valkyries and the Pilgrims chorus.
Oh, they'll cancel us if we play Wagner. Can't play Wagner anymore.
He just did another buckwheat sketch on SNL.
Last night. Was it any good? Yeah, because he was on SNL last night. Was any of it good?
I only saw a couple clips. I saw him do Mr. Robinson, and then I saw...
Oh, he did Mr. Robinson?
And I saw him do... It was The Masked Singer, and so he came out as an ear of corn. But he's singing like... I can't remember the songs that he does, but you know, he just does buckwheat doing popular songs. And they're like, I think it's buckwheat, and he's like, that's right, it's me.
That's right.
It's like, all the pingle lady, oh tay.
Oh, now I have to look this up.
Here's
It's your old pal, Mr. Robinson. So much has changed since we last spent some time together.
Oh, yeah.
My neighborhood has gone through so much.
Starters.
It's gone through something called gentrification. Can you say gentrification, boys and girls? It's like a magic trick. White people pay a lot of money, and then poof, all the black people are gone. But where do they go, boys and girls? Back to where they come from, of course. Atlanta. Now it's just me by myself now. Y'all probably wondering how Mr. Robinson can afford to live in this fancy neighborhood.
Rent control.
Well, that's the word of the day.
Oh, ha.
it's squatters' rights.
Yeah.
Rights. It's like finders keepers, but for other people's houses.
I haven't watched the whole thing. The couple clips that I saw, it was, just as good as Eddie Murphy's always been. He hasn't lost a step.
He just looks like, a 60-year-old black man now.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy is such an enigma because we don't understand. I don't know what there is to not understand about.
We don't understand the 90s.
Not wanting to go into your 60s, still trying to keep in a specific shape and constantly be worried about your image and your looks. I'm sure Tom Cruise has a beautiful life. I'm sure he loves it. He's rich and famous, and he can do pretty much anything he wants, Who knows why they made Top Gun in the first place, but God damn it, they're going to make another one, and he's going to ride a stealth bomber to hell this time.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Oh, what? I saw the preview at the Star Wars movie last night for the Top Gun. It's.
No, I was talking about if they really.
Are you talking to your computer or what's
to the
going
computer?
on?
Oh my God! How do people use Google Chrome?
What is your beef?
I clicked on it like a minute ago.
Yeah, Chrome's got issues. You know what I mean? Even as a comedic actor, he's going to be expected to do certain things, stay in a certain shape, and maintain his looks. Even as a male actor.
How good was Dolomite?
Dolomite was fantastic. Dolomite was a really great movie, apart from the hype around it being sort of billed as a comeback for Eddie Murphy.
Oh, all of this, and it was a clickbait article. I'm fired.
But it's not one of these. It's not. What's his fucking name? The guy that was the only guy that was both in Pulp Fiction and Look Who's Talking.
Travolta.
Yes. It's not a
Sam Jackson.
It's not a Travolta where like he gets to have some sort of comeback where you're like, oh hey, he's got some chops.
I got you on this. Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
He's the voice of the baby. And Look Who's Talking.
Oh God damn it, dude! Oh my God! Wait a minute. Look Who's Talking is in the Pulp Fiction verse. I think it's canon. Oh boy. One of those babies tries to go for a pack of red apples.
Right. Sort of, if Ving Rhames is in one of those movies, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
But as a movie, I'm trying to say about Dolomite is that as a movie, it succeeds, and as a quote unquote comeback, it succeeds immensely because all it does is really remind you about how good he's always been. He's always been this funny. He's always been this good in general. Even looking at, like, Coming to America is probably a perfect example because, sure, he's got some jokey lines that he gets to say, but he's playing all that shit straight.
Ving Rhames is not in Look Who's Talking.
Oh, you're trying to find somebody else that might bolster the theory here that there's some sort of crossover universe.
Where's Uma Thurman in 1980? Well, she's probably like...
In what year?
88.
88.
She's probably like in high school.
I'm trying to think. Beautiful Girls would have been early 90s, right? And that was probably the first time I remember seeing her on screen. But I'm almost sure she had something earlier than that. Wasn't she Venus in...
Blue Jeans?
She was Venus in Terry Gilliam's Baron Munchausen. What year was Baron Munchausen? And was Uma Thurman in it? Which, FYI, we have to cancel Terry Gilliam now because I don't know. He said something. Terry Gilliam doesn't get trans people, so we can't just let him be old. He has to go away quicker than he was already.
Does it make sense?
1988, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and Uma Thurman appears as Venus on the Half Shell, as you might remember her, the famous nude, where she's modestly covering her privates.
How old is she? Like 60? She's been active for 30 years?
Well, let's see.
That movie's from 1988.
And I want to say she was already known then.
It is 2020, essentially. That is...
Maybe not.
It is 32 years later.
That her in that movie would inspire... what's his name? The singer from a local band, Majesty Crush, to write the song Uma. And sadly, I can't come up with his name right now.
She's 49 years old, so she had to be...
She was...
17.
She did...
In...
First credit on IMDb is voice of Kushana in Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind from 1984, the English dubbed version, which, if you're not familiar, is a Miyazaki film, I believe. Let's see... Kiss Daddy Goodnight. 1988 was Johnny Be Good, Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Oh, so it was at the same time. Dangerous Liaisons. Then Henry and June, Robin Hood, Mad Dog and Glory, the Katie Lang video. Wait, was that was tying in with the Even Cowgirls Get the Blues movie, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, it was the same year, 1993.
It sounds right.
So Beautiful Girls would have been later 90s, 96. So I was off on that. So definitely Adventures of Baron Munchausen would have been the first time that I saw her. And I definitely remember that scene leaving an impression on me because, well, 1988, that would make me 13 years old, 12 to 13 years old, seeing Uma Thurman nude. That stuck with me. I don't think it was until much later that I connected that was like the same person that I was seeing pop up in movies like Beautiful Girls and The Truth About Cats and Dogs. Wasn't she in that with, what's her name?
Winona.
Oh, it wasn't Winona. It was the comedian that was in the romantic films for a while. The fuck is her name? You know what I'm talking about? And you just can't come up with it either? This is shameful.
Right.
Gattaca? That's right, she plays Emma Peel in that Avengers reboot. Not the Marvel one.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net. ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.